everybody, it's Danielle. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so glad that you're here.
Hey guys, I'm Tara with Tara Simon Studios, and today I'm going to be reacting to Morissette. And
hello and welcome to another reaction review video with me, Nina Schofield, singer-songwriter, vocal coach and session musician.
Hello, welcome to Beth Roars. I'm Beth and today I'm going to be doing a vocal coach reacts to Morissette.
We are reacting to Morissette's version of Stone Cold. This is going to be amazing. I already know it's going to be amazing. I love how simple the beginning of this song is. It's so beautiful, gosh. Stone cold.
Okay, so what I like about Morissette's performance here that's different from Demi and Shosanna is that she's reaching those low notes easily and she's putting a bit of vibrato on, which is so hard to do when it's that low. Stone cold, and she's keeping it nice and whispery and adding bits of
you see me standing, but I'm dying on the floor. Stone cold. Maybe if I don't cry, I won't feel anymore.
So there's this real energy in this performance straight away. Whew, I mean, she sat down. It's kind of like a spotlight performance, you know. There could be absolutely nothing else on stage and just a spotlight on her. That's what this vocal feels like. Very delicate, beautiful delivery and a really almost tinny reverb. I don't know how that sounds like it's a terrible thing, but it's not. It's that kind of that comes out from it. Does that make sense?
So cold, baby. God knows I try to feel happy for you. Know that I am, even if I can't understand.
And then we've got that can't understand. You know, the little squeak cry thing that Morissette does. I don't do it like she does at all. But that's her vocal tone. And it's beautiful and she knows where to place it just to enhance the performance.
I'll take the pain, give me the truth. Me and my heart will make it through. And if
a little under there.
The thing about Morissette is the ease of it. I like it. I like the ease. In some ways, I like it when it feels a bit more difficult because it feels more emotional. Whereas Morissette's like, oh, yeah, I can just easily hit all these really high notes. Having said that, I do also like how she's putting in intentional uneven vibrato, which is adding the emotion, even though she can like just sing it nice and steady, and it's making it feel like how your voice wobbles when you cry.
Gorgeous. Nice. Okay, I just want to let you know, kind of highlight something subtle. I get on my singers, especially my female singers, I get on them all the time about this. When you're singing low, it's so easy to swallow your words and not finish the consonants at the end of your words. So, for instance, this could have easily turned into stone cold, and I'm still saying the N and the D at the end of stone and cold, but you don't hear it because I'm not emphasizing it. And I need to emphasize it because it's a lower note and there's not as much breath being projected out, and so therefore there's not as much volume being produced when I'm hitting that note. So two things need to happen in order to not feel like you're swallowing back the notes and for your audience for it not to sound to them like you are. And that is opening up your mouth and accentuating the vowel, and then also over-exaggerating the end consonant. So instead of stone cold, my pitch was fine, I had vibrato, there's nothing really wrong with it, but out there to you, kind of loses something and you don't even know why, versus stone cold, stone cold. And just that little extra effort of the n, which is a semiphonatable consonant, by the way, and you can sing through it. N, you can actually make a sound. D, you also can. Versus p, t, s, k, where those consonants are simply non-phonatable. You may not sing through them, you cannot. As soon as you add sound to it, it changes the consonant altogether. For instance, s, as soon as you add sound to it, becomes z, z. So it's no longer even an S, it's a Z, right? But N's and D's are already semiphonatable. So you can change from stone cold, which really sounds like stow coal, to stone cold, stone cold. And it's much more even dynamic, even as it's low, for the audience to listen to. And she does a really nice job of that. You hear each word, and really without me saying this, you probably don't even appreciate all that's going on with those little low notes right there. But she sets her song up so beautifully at the beginning, and then she does it again right here for that higher jump up. So then it's not actually stone cold when you go up top, and you're like, oh, it's the word stone cold. Like, you already know the words because she set it up nicely. Job of that. Sorry, I digress. But let's listen back one more time to that. Here we go. Listen to those endings. Just that little tiny D. Yeah.
Dancing with her, but I'm staring at my phone. Stone cold, stone cold. I was your amber, but now she's your shine of gold stone.
Wait, let me go back really fast. I want to show you guys that. So she does this little thing in her head voice where she brings it up, and then you'll hear her push back down into her chest voice. And this is such a great way to sing this, and I'm really glad that she did this because this is the way you should do it. So I'll show you with my hand when she goes.
With her, but I'm staring at my phone. Stone cold.
Here we go.
Stone cold.
The lift.
I was your amber, but now
Push,
she's
push,
your
push,
shine
push,
of
bring
gold
up.
stone.
There it is.
Cold, baby. God knows I try to be.
That part actually almost even sounded like Demi. I think it was the more aspirate part of the vocal.
Stone cold, baby. God knows I try to be. God knows I try to be happy for you.
The God knows I try to be it was a little under, okay? I think what she was going for is what I just did, the E. Let's listen one more time to that pitch there.
God knows I try to be.
Yeah, she just skipped the second note. That note she was a little flat on. And the thing about a run is if you're flat on a note, like one of them as you're going down, it's really hard to recover the rest of them. She kind of actually did. She ended correctly on pitch, but still you heard this little disparity between the intervals of the first, second, and third note. She kind of got it back on the third note, but that second one was a little flat. For most people, they wouldn't hear that. You're either trained as a coach, or you're a singer yourself, or you're in the industry or producer or something to where you'd notice that. The general mass population would never notice that, okay?
For you, know that I am, even if I.
That's the directness. Even if it's just, it's like it shoots through the screen right at you, directly into your soul.
Can't understand. I'll take the pain and give me the truth. Me and my eyes will make it through.
I like how she's scooping on a lot of these things. That riff, that was amazing. That was awesome. Very, very slick. Her classic squeaks that are synonymous with her voice, they work so well in this. It adds a little bit of pain. But those top notes are just such a balanced mix. They have such tone. They're so warm. It's like the perfect mix between head and chest in terms of tone.
We'll make it through. And if this I'm happy for you.
I love the way she does the walk-up run because the way that she switches, she puts her little squeak in there, and I love when people do that, especially Morissette. Okay, let's keep going.
We're listening to that again. The little squeak, but the breath control. That breath she just took there, perfect timing, and you still need big breaths for these smaller vocals actually sometimes, because you release more breath in those vocals, you know, it rushes past your vocal cords, they're more open. So, you know, breath control isn't just for big vocals, it's for small ones too, and more aspirate ones too.
Sorry.
And all things don't come slow. I wish I could be this, but it's my goodbye. I'm happy for you.
Yes.
Even if I can't understand.
Okay.
And if this
That was perfection right there, that whole line. You couldn't have auto-tuned that better. I mean, that was just...
Yes. Where's the audience clapping? Here I am. I'm clapping for him. Oh my gosh, that was beautiful. I love this little, the way that she comes up and does this kind of decrescendo out of this note. I can't remember what it was that she sang, but hold on, let's go back. That.
I'm happy for you.
And then ending it in the falsetto, yes. Yes, 100% yes. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's talk really fast about her belt because the belt in this is so extremely hard to do and Morissette is literally killing it. As you guys know, if you have watched all of my Morissette videos, I talk about how I love that Morissette opens her mouth. So as a singer, it is very important when you are belting to open your mouth so that your entire sound can come out. Otherwise, your sound is going to not be able to escape. If your mouth is closed, it's going to stay in the back of your mouth. So you can watch Morissette always has her mouth nice and big and open when she is belting, which creates her palate to be lifted and everything, so she is sounding flawless and amazing. She's also doing such a great job with her enunciation, which is also going to help out a lot while you're belting. So I just want to point that out and kind of...
Morissette. Yeah, clap. That is a standing ovation performance. You get glimpses of things, don't you, throughout the performance, and then right at the very end, it just smacks you in the face. The control, the breath control, but the control just generally is great because, you know, to reach those high notes and hold them and have that purity come through is something else. And then we have all the little Morissette things that we know and love, you know, the cry, the slight growl. She really chose where to place those quite naturally in this performance. There wasn't a point that I thought, oh, you didn't have to do it there. It all felt really like it was an enhancement of that particular vocal phrase. Just a beautiful performance, and definitely that song is something that you can't approach unless you have that, you know, you either have it or you don't. I mean, if you're going to approach it in that way. Of course, everyone can take a song like this and cover it in completely different ways. You know, you could cover it with a very quiet voice, a rock voice, whatever it is. But if you're going to go down the route of big power vocal, then you got to have it, and Morissette has it. Whatever it is, Morissette has it. And she really grabbed me towards the end of that. I think that was amazing. Are there any other?
Good job. That, you know... Go going and reviewing it again. Okay, so lots and lots of technique to unpack in that, and I'm sorry if I got a little long-winded in the middle of it, but there was a lot to say, and she excites me as a singer. So she's got an interesting voice because it's very technically sound, and yet she's got a lot of soul and style at the same time, and she's really great at using her breath to create style. What I mean by that is she'll withhold breath really quick at the beginning to create that, and then let it go to elevate the note and to actually then sing, and it creates this almost like this soulful R&B style, which you don't expect by the looks of her, right? She's so beautiful. She's got such a big, beautiful mouth too that she really does utilize. There's nothing worse than a singer who has a big, beautiful mouth and they open their mouth like, meh. It's like, what I would give for your mouth, give it to me now, I'll use it, you know. But she makes great use of the anatomy that she's been given, and that's wonderful to see. It's nice. She also is really, for the most part, very much on pitch, like to the point where when she's really on pitch, you can't tune it better. I mean, it's hard to remind myself that this is actually a live performance, except for those very few times where I mentioned that there was a slight boo-boo in pitch, and it was mostly on the flat side, which, by the way, is indicative of someone that's a soul singer. Usually, I would say, as a stereotype, soul singers, R&B singers, they tend to be a little flatter because when they slide up or when they do emotive notes, they tend to be under for emotional value and dynamic value, and so that's their bent. If they're going to be pitchy, that's usually what they err on instead of the sharp side. Classical singers can tend to err on the sharp side because of how much they engage their abs, how much air is coming out, the force that it takes to create that kind of sound. But in my years of coaching, I would say that R&B, soul singers, blues, especially blues actually, because they really ride the underneath part of the pitch for style. They tend to be flat if they're going to be pitchy at all. And just a couple times she was, but man, when she is on, she is on. Like, if she were recording that in the studio and you put auto-tune or Melodyne on her voice, that dial will be right here. It wouldn't even go like this. It's just like as if it were off, you know, and that's so impressive. So for me, when I listen to someone like this and I have to remind myself that this is a live performance, you're doing pretty good. She's got a beautiful voice. I love reviewing her. Thank you so much for asking me to. This was a great song. I love the song. I've heard it, I think, once before, but I don't remember who I heard sing it. This was a great rendition of it, though. I really, really enjoyed it.
So I loved how they stopped that without any instruments and it was just her alone. That last note was great. I loved the effect, how they had the delay on her voice, but I also loved how she just had so much support, so much breath control that she kept it going for blooming ages. You can see how open everything is when she sings. I loved when she wanted to add effect, that she put in that growl, that she used to cry and scoops. I loved her use of dynamics. Everything feels so easy for her. It's pretty amazing. And actually at the end, I said at the start that I was like, oh, it feels a bit too easy. But the way that she played with the dynamics did actually get me a bit at the end. So I'll take that back. She was pretty emotional.